Hey everybody, welcome to this live stream. So nice to actually talk to you now. Thanks for those of you in the comments. I was messing around with the project and turned off my mic for a second because it was feeding back. We'll see. We may have to edit that out if I can and restart that. But today, this is part 2 of this new song process, and we're going to be looking at where we left off yesterday. This is essentially exactly where I left, except for this chunk part at the beginning. This is what I was saying before we noticed that the sound was gone. This initial part, I felt it was a little too loud, this chunks part here. It's this guitar type thing we did with sculpture and an arpeggiator. And so, let me turn that back off. Here we go. So this chunk part, it was a little louder. And so I think what I was going to do, I just turned it down a hair from yesterday, and I'm going to mute the first one and just go with the kind of an add-on into the second verse. What we're going to do today, we're going to start off by working on the bridge. And with the bridge, we have to decide if we want to, how much we want it to be different from the other sections. Usually this is a new material type area. We have the keys going throughout. We have the bass essentially going throughout, a little bit of a different bass in the chorus. And then with the verse, we have this, the higher 777 part from Reason Rack. And I don't have that at all in the chorus at this point or these other chunks, but we may leave them in for the bridge. I don't know yet. So what I was just going to do is just hear a little bit of this going into the bridge to kind of decide exactly what part we want for that. Right now the drums go into something a little bit more intense, but that was just the default that they picked. I actually want to come in and find something totally different. I don't want it to go to like a double time feel like that at all. Matter of fact, let's look and see if any of these other beat presets in general work for this. Let's put a little bit of a loop on this. I don't know. We'll have to figure this out. Let's go halftime on standing wave, which, let's see, we're all doing custom ones for the others. Maybe a tom feel in there. Lon, can you hear me now? Let's just verify real quick. I'll look for you saying something, but if you can hear me now, just put it in the comments for a second. Let me get my foot pedal here set up. Get the keys selected. So it's showing levels for my vocal, but So we're going to keep a similar progression from the other one. That could, let's leave it for a second. Ooh, I don't want to do that. Ooh, but we'll make it work. Unpack. Let's see how that sounds. That could work. I like the movement of that, but the other one's going up too, so maybe I should think of this as going down. So we just do like some opposite motion a little bit. I think maybe something along those lines we'll try. But I'm going to straight record this and not give a little overlap just so I don't mess up the MIDI region there. And let's do... Let's try again. I think I'm on the kind of what I'm thinking here, but it may be going in too much of a like a kind of upbeat, cheesy way. So I got an idea. Let's try. Let's go down there instead of going up. I think that might be it. I like that one. Let's try that one in the context without playing it. Okay, so I want to select all of these notes here and do a velocity change. I just want them to be a little bit overall more chill. Add this part to this. Okay, we'll call that one good for the moment. And again, I want to do a little softer for all of that. See how much that actually, I don't know how much velocity plays into that instrument, so it doesn't sound like much. So let's do just a little bit of volume adjustments going into this so that it comes in. And I know it feels a little bit like mixing, but I'm still like the sound of the instrument is what I'm still interested in seeing if it works. And it's just like I want this to all kind of not exactly get muffled, but to change the overall sonic quality of it a little bit. And so what I want to do here is matching that. Let's come into channel 2 EQ and we'll do, let's see, one of these. The high shelf frequency. So that should be this one. So let's turn this down and go all the way up. So theoretically it should sound the same. trying to make sure that as I do this, that it goes down just right. So in a certain way, I think that I really like how that works. Okay, cool. Mix, it could change when you do the mix a little bit, but when you're thinking about the conceptually how instruments fit together, I still think that's part of the composition process rather than just the mix process as it happens later on. So, we'll see. Let's get out of automation mode. For automation mode, it's the A key on your typing keyboard. And then over on our tracks, you can see I have right now volume automation and I've got EQ, but you can add any of these other things. Plus, you can expand and have multiple open simultaneously. So you could see, multiple things happening all at once, or just close them all, or click A to go away from automation. So it's kind of nice. So in the comments, I see Elaine saying there's no audio from Logic either. Hopefully that's an old comment because I just checked it a minute ago and on the stream and they're both coming out. So if you're watching in the comments, one of the few of you who are watching, if you could put in the comments that you're hearing things. Okay, good. It's on now. Whew. Just making sure that that you're hearing it. Hopefully, let me check Logic as well. Yeah, it looks like there's meters going. So I think we're just going to trust it. Usually I never mute my microphone on the streaming software, but I was, like I said, doing some stuff earlier where I didn't want to hear both at the same time. And we'll learn from that one in the future streams. That's the first time I've ever started a stream with a mic turned off, so super exciting. And I'll have to figure out how to cut that at the beginning and post this up. But okay, cool. So now it's just a matter of listening for a minute. Okay, so I think I'm okay with that for a moment. What's going to happen next is I need to actually get to the point where we actually have melody and words, because then some of that stuff will continue to change. But I've got the verses, the chorus, a bridge, draft. Let me actually flesh out this. So I'm going to click on each of these arrangement markers and put them in the right place. Because we usually do a chorus and then a bridge and then another chorus. So let me hear how the chorus actually goes to the bridge instead of the verse. That's weird. Part right here will change when I use a voice, because it's going to be too competitive with the voice. my chorus is typically, or the bridge, I would say, my bridges are typically more about the vocals doing a lot of like counterpoint and layers and different rhythm patterns and stuff. And so we don't want to add too much to the bridge at that point. A lot of what we're going to add now would be vocal structure and then filling in with some of the other parts. Maybe pulling out the drum kit into a producer kit so I can, get those more how I like them. They don't have a lot of room sound on them in this state, and I definitely am going to want to put some room sound on that. You have to use the producer kits to really change any of that. So we'll do that when we get to the mix, I think. Leave the drums how they are for now. So let me talk you through a little bit of what I do for the melody part of this. So I'm going to create an audio track. And right now, I'm not going to input monitor because then you'd be hearing two of me. That's why I had the other thing muted earlier. Let's give it a name. And so one of the things I'll do right off the bat is put one of the auto-tune plugins on there. Just that's part of the sound of what I'm going to be doing on this and most of my songs. We'll call it a major scale, even though it goes between its accompanying minor scales. So F major, D minor. And we'll put a little bit. So we should actually be seeing, I guess we're not seeing any of that right this moment. Check one. We'll have to do that when I go live. Did I put that? I put on the right one. Check. Just not going through yet. Even though I have signal, but it'll be around there. I'll change it in a minute. We'll use the vintage opto algorithm for voice. And I might actually put the EQ. I go back and forth sometimes. We're going to put the EQ right after the pitch correction. And these are all just ballparks until I actually go live with this, but that's about a starting place. And for the first pass, it's just going to be like humming or whistling. I don't whistle that much, but just trying to figure out a melody, which I don't have figured out yet. It's like I can hear melodies as I listen to this, but I didn't go after yesterday's stream where I actually made the basics of this. I didn't go and do anything. So that's going to be interesting. And probably most of the lyric writing stuff I won't do on a live stream because this is already kind of an intense way to do a live stream where you're figuring something out. I mean, I'm sure some of you are like, ooh, this is so exciting. But, it would only be worse if I was just like humming and doing lyrics, figuring out for like an hour in front of you. So we'll probably save that part of this for a non-stream. I am going to mute my microphone for a second and switch over to the other microphone. Check one. So now you're hearing it through Logic instead of through my streaming. There's a little delay, maybe more than I want, which is the other reason for doing this not on a live stream for all the latency involved. But let's give it a shot. We'll start just before the verse. We'll just do a verse. And I'm just going to record over and over and keep all of them. Check one. I like it. Let's do Control D, new track. And let's just see if a harmony makes sense. I don't know if I like the original there either. Let's cut this in half. Go back to this one for a second and listen. That could work maybe for a verse. Okay, maybe as a lyric idea, that's a good enough place to start, and then it'll change as actual words and stuff are assigned to it. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Let's 2 more of those. And this is so that I can start and end the next phrase without overlapping and causing issues. That could work. Let's go more in the middle with that one. And maybe this is going to be something more like distorted thing. So, turning off the Logic vocal for a second. Now I'm going to option click and drag these over to the other chorus, which it looks like I started right about there. That should have got it in the same place. Because I do want to have a little bit different on the second chorus going into the bridge. So the first chorus I think is going to be similar to that. So again, placeholders for actual words. These are just conceptual melody ideas. Seeing what sticks. When I actually go through and or workshop the vocals for lyrics, everything will be a little bit different, is my guess, because this is how I typically do it. So I've just got those all copied and pasted, but I do want to do maybe one more vocal in the second chorus leading into the bridge. That's what I'm interested in right now. It's just seeing if that will work going into the bridge. So turn this mic back. And I'll go into this one, turn off that vintage drive. We'll see if something makes sense in a higher register. Sounds a little bit too much like a Christmas song. Okay, let's look at the bridge. And actually, I might do the bridge after I get some of the other vocals in place. I think I need the words of these first. So let me go back and listen just a little bit from the beginning. I like how that's going. The words are going to change everything. Obviously, this is just getting an idea so that when I start the words, I'm not trying to start the words and the melody at the same time. And then the melody will switch and morph because sometimes there'll be a word that I want to sing and it won't make any sense in terms of, the melody that's here, the phrasing or the length or fitting in a bunch of things. And so, that it'll all change. But this is like a good way to kind of conceptually see if I like what's happening. I think the one other thing I want to do today, right now, is get this intro happening and see if I really need an intro or not. I think I'm going to with this type of song, just because if you jump right in the words, the audience will think that it's like going to be a more wordy, maybe even an upbeat song or a faster thing or whatever. And we want to set the mood that it's kind of this slower, kind of like a stroll song instead of like a running song kind of thing. So let's do that real quick. And it could be this bass is the key. Yeah, like the F to the B flat. So let's try the drums here for a second. A little shaker. And then there's the aftertouch with the vintage keys, which I think I'm going to take advantage of for this. Because then you can do the... just by pushing a little harder. So I'll use my left hand. It's with this keyboard, it's not MPE, which means if you do aftertouch like that, it's for the whole keyboard. So I can just do it with one key and it will do the filter moving for the whole thing. So I think that that's possibly an idea. Whoops. Let's go back and do that again. Oh, I got that recorded down. We don't want that. Let's do just the bass. Count in. No, I don't need that. Come on, give me that. Didn't really count in, but... I'm just editing my poor performance there. Move those up. Yeah, it's like all over I think I was thinking about something else. Clearly. And it is kind of like an offbeat song throughout. I'm going to have to replay it again. I think I'm noticing some too much stuff. But let's do... So I went into the piano roll editor by clicking on the region and then opening up our automation control data. And then you can actually change some of the stuff around to match more of the notes that we were actually on. But that note there. And then let me change the last piece and see if I can just salvage what I did by moving my sustain pedal to the right place instead of the wrong place. And I might need to adjust those a little bit more too, but let's just do that. This is the 7/7 patch, 777 from Reason. Just to line up with those chords. I don't know why that wasn't. Mute that. I don't know why that just unmuted, but and then let's see. E to close that. A to open this. Give me a couple points and we'll turn that down. Okay, here's what I hate about all of that. I think should actually be, let me do a time compression expansion. Here, let's close this down to like the right beats. Let's just get rid of half of that. So I think it should be like half time of what I did it originally. So instead of going bow, 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 no, it's like wow, wow, and like longer out. Okay, cool. I still listen and making decisions, but I think, I think what I want to do, duplicate our drum kit for a second. And for this one, we have this as, whoa, what drum kit do we have? That's weird. The scientific method kit, but it's not showing up as selected. Anyway, producer kit for the second track, scientific method. And I don't know why that's panned. It shouldn't be. I love Logic. Every once in a while, though, if you had watched any of the first stream, you'll see like at one point it like switched all the tracks around. I mean, it's on the stream. It's just like it totally made like a glitch right in the middle of a stream for no reason. Welcome to Logic, as people say. Now I'm going to turn off all the voices for a minute because right now I want to get these drums sounding like I want them. Now that I'm switching to the producer kit, most of my effects, well, not all of them. Let's see. Original kit. It has a compressor on the overall one. So let's just take a peek at this. Pretty high. I almost always use this mix knob and pull it down like to 50% around there, because I want, it's like a companionship New York style compression where then I can crank the drum compression more and get a really compressed sound, but mix it in with the uncompressed sound so that you're getting kind of the natural attacks, but also the overcompressed drums. But I want to come through and let's open that back up. So the producer kit has all the individual drum parts from the original recordings, all of the different components recorded separately. So for instance, sampled, but you can always come through and see you have the room tone and some leakage tracks. You can make it sound more like a real drum kit. But I want to turn up the room. So before it sounded like this, really present in my face. And because this is kind of more of a slow walk in the park, I want a little bit more of the room sound to make it feel like we're there. Okay, so I like those drums way better. So here's the original drums for a second. And yet I still have a couple things I want to change because I like kind of a more thumpy thump on the kick. We can do that. So we have the pawn shop loose. No. Maybe. Stadium. That's too much. Vintage deep, maybe. Ooh. Ooh. A little bit even. I'm not positive. It has a little ring to it that I don't know if I like. That drummer better. Still needs a little bit. I don't know if I want to change the snare out or add a little bit of an electric part to it or something, but there's a lot more ambience around the drums now, and that's what I'm always looking for. If I can get it through the drummer without having to just throw a reverb on it, then when I do throw a reverb on it, I tend to use the right amount instead of too much. And so I like that, having the ambience from the actual kit in the room, and then just mixing a little bit of that in with the overall reverb I'm going to use on everything else, which won't be too much. I tend to, at least on a song like this, I'm not even going to touch reverb until the mix. Whereas I'm doing all this other stuff as a part of the songwriting, because I'm always saying, you know, is this part of the song or is this part of the mix? Is this part of the aesthetic or is this part of making it sound ready to be finished? You know, it's like, so I'm always going back and forth. And in this case, the choice to use the producer kit now and add the effects is part of the writing of a song. If I wait to do that till later, I almost always hate it because I get used to the original, and then I just stick with it. But in this case, I actually want it to be a little bit different. Okay, we got about 5 more minutes, and then we're going to be done. With that. Okay. So let me hear the intro again. So already changing that gave me like that side stick and then a snare, which I don't like. So let me do 0 fills at the beginning. Just have it go straight in. See if that changes anything. just like, it changes. Okay, cool. Kick and snare. Let's do a different pattern. A little bit more complexity on the matrix. And I think I'm going to do something else that I wouldn't normally do too much of. But let me do a little bit. So I got it to here. The room mic. I like where it ends up, but I don't like as much where it starts. Okay, so I need to pull that back even more now that I've heard it a couple times with that room tone. I think I need to pull it back to like a few more decibels just so it's not too big of a room. So Thomas is asking, where do I draw the line between writing and mixing, which effects to add when? I was trying to explain this a minute ago. Maybe you didn't hear it, or maybe I didn't do a very good job. But for me, the sound of the instruments is still part of the writing. So for instance, I just changed out the kick drum of this kid, lowered the pitch on it, added a little dampening, changing the room tone a little bit. I want to make sure that what I'm getting from the instrument, the sound, is a certain way. And so that for me is still writing and creating. And then I get to the point where I'm like, okay, the vocals are done and I've edited them. I've got all the lyrics right where I want them. The minute I'm like, okay, I want to start putting some reverb and effects on the vocals that tie this all together, my mind switches over to the mix. And so then I'm like, ooh, you know what? I really like what I did with this kick drum, but I made it too big, and so I need to make it fit with all the other instruments perfectly. That's mixing. If I'm like the keys, you know, right now I want to do, it's like a third mixing and 2/3 writing, because what I'm doing is sometimes panning things, as you can see, and adding some effects just to make sure they work together. I think of this as being like a composer in many ways. If, you know, someone like Beethoven was writing a symphony and they are writing some melodic part with a counter melody and maybe some other, you know, harmonic content below with other instruments, they're mixing as they're writing, because they're saying, ooh, the flute should be up in this register and the clarinet should be here. And if all of a sudden they start fighting with each other, it's like, oh, let's just raise that up an octave, or let's lower that an octave. And all of a sudden the mix fits together. So that's still what I'm kind of doing, the writing with the mix always in mind, knowing that it's going to have to be mixed. And so like I was already thinking of this one part with the bass and the chorus that I know is going to be a problem in the mix, but I'm not getting there quite yet. You can hear that part is like pretty much in the range of the vocals. And so I'm going to either have to have that dipped out or, rewrite the part so it's lower so it doesn't compete with the vocals. I already can tell it is. I knew when I wrote it or played it, I like the idea of it building and building and going up and up and up. And then I'm like, whoa, that just goes right into the vocal range. So maybe I'm going to have to do something. But I thought, you know what? That I think is going to be fine for the moment. Let's fix that when we actually get to the mix. Because I like the concept. I think so far I like where the vocals are going. And so then they're just going to fight with each other unless I do something later. And this could be a really great opportunity to use like a side chain, right? So let's see, which one do I want to do this? So they all have the name Vox right now. So I'm just going to give that one Vox main. And I'm going to side chain off of the audio. Oh, they don't actually give the names. That's weird. Oh, right there, they do. I just missed it. So Vox main audio 3. And so now when this is playing, so now when the vocal track is singing, it's turning down the bass a little bit, just ever so slightly. And when the vocals stop, then that bass part just comes back in. That's something I would do in the mix. That's definitely jumping the gun. I don't usually do a lot of that stuff in the writing. But everything else I think is still more writing than not, because I'm trying to make sure it works. And if it doesn't work, then I think, well, what other instrument should I be putting here? What things should I be changing so that it can fit? You can see I've already started muting tracks, which is like editing, but it's also songwriting, but it's also going to help the mix later by making decisions that are, ooh, you know what? I really like that on that verse, but let's just save it for the second verse so that the song builds a little bit. So I think they're all intertwined. Any other questions? I know there's only a few of you in here right this moment. What do we got? Any questions before we pull the plug on this? Because I think I'm ready to start writing some words, but I'm not going to do that on a live stream. It's just even more tedious than the rest of what we've already been doing. So if you have questions, I'm just going to listen through one time and see if anybody does, and then make some mental notes for what I need to change. short bridge. It may end up having to be 2 of those, but it might just be 1. Even the verses are really short. I think overall, we're not looking at. So, I mean, that's about right, I guess. It's 4-minute song. But they're really short. Feels like the choruses feel a little bit on the long side. The verses feel a little bit on the short side. We'll see how it turns out when the actual words happen. Okay, so this stream might not be posted live right away just because the beginning we had like 4 minutes of silence. But we'll see. We'll see how that, if I can edit that a little bit just to pull that out. I think there's a way to edit it in YouTube, but if not, I'll just download it, edit it, and then re-upload it as a normal video. Thanks everybody for watching. If you made it to the end, you deserve some sort of award. Give yourself a pat on the back. And we're going to do another one. These don't seem like we're getting a huge audience, even though it's in the middle of the day. So I think we'll see how the next stream goes. Maybe try to do a little bit more warning, and then we'll go from there. But thanks everybody for watching.